Hello and welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jen. Welcome to your daily divine forecast for Tuesday, August 5th on the Spiritual View. So we've landed right in the middle of a very powerful portal. We are just days away from Lionsgate on 8/8, followed by the full moon in Leo on 8/9. And I just want to stop right here to say we are having a special Lionsgate Live on Friday, 8/8 at 11 a.m. Eastern on the channel. And then we are also going to have our full moon in Leo moon release ritual that's going to be, this time it won't be live, but we will have a recording for you on Saturday 8/9. And so we've got both of those big energies that are coming at us this week. And so this is a power-packed week of expansion, release, and divine manifestations. Our theme this week is magic, and not just the wishful thinking magic, but intentional co creation with spirit that burns away what no longer serves so that something even more aligned can rise. We remember how much power and magic we already possess within ourselves. And so, that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing on Friday too, because we've got our live on Friday, but we're also going to be releasing. Special videos throughout the day. Each one of us have just something different that we're going to do, and mine is going to be a soul retrieval for our inner child and that little piece of us that forgot our own magic. We're going to bring that part of us back and integrate it back into our lives. And I think that this is just like the perfect energy to be doing that with. Our angel numbers for this week are 331, 344, and 144. So 331 is a reminder that the ascended masters are nearby, amplifying your thoughts and helping you bring your desires into reality. 344 is a divine nudge that stability is being built behind the scenes. Stay the course even when it feels slow. And 144 is the number for light workers, unity, and divine service. This is your call to trust the mission that is unfolding before you. So we are still swimming in retrograde energy too, yes, but the energy this week is pushing us forward. Think divine propulsion through aligned release. Manifestation is coming, but not if we're clinging to control. So take a breath and feel the magic of this moment. Today's reading is going to guide us through the mindset, energy, and actions that we can align with to make the most of this portal week. So before we get too much further in this, let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths together and do the invocation to call in the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in the council of the awakened flame, a divine collective of angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves, guardian angels, star family, and galactic light beings to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. I open myself now as a clear, surrendered channel. May the messages that come through serve the highest good of all, activating healing, alignment, and awakening for every soul who receives them. So be it. All right, so the decks that I used this week, we have, let's see, I've got the Sacred Forest Oracle because that's the magic that I was feeling. We've got the Mindscapes Tarot. Again, it was sort of picking up that magical, creative energy. And then the Divine Masters Oracle. And so I just felt like we needed some divine guidance, especially with all of the that 331 energy that I've been feeling. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of ascended master help that is guiding us in this time to help us make sure that we're making the right decisions. So let's make sure that we are checking in with them too to see who's actually trying to guide us and what is that guidance they're giving us. So that's where I I came up with the theme for this week. So let's get moving with the reading and start with the current situation I pulled with the Sacred Forest Oracle. And so we have Willow Spirit, and this is flexibility. So you will have the most success if you release rigidity. This card is reminding us that the universe doesn't respond to force, rigid timelines, demands, and expectations. The only they only choke out the energy. The manifestation is ready, but are we giving it room to move? And so what I was feeling with this is like to understand really how manifestation works. It's like we've got to not force it into a hole. And so, like, when we're thinking about what we're wanting to manifest, we need to be clear and direct. Yes, but it's like there also needs to be enough space for spirit to be able to move. And so, like when we start saying and like the most obvious manifestation that people tend to have is like money. And so instead of just saying I want to bring in more money, because that can come in a lot of ways. Well, to bring in more money might mean you have to work more hours, you might have to give up something important to you, you might have to like there are ways to bring in more money that might not still give you the feeling that you're looking for. And so that's the key to manifestation, is dialing it into what feeling are you trying to bring in? What energy are you trying to bring in? So the money isn't just what you're trying to bring in, it's what can the money do for you? And so, like, let's go a little bit further. Well, maybe I want to go on a vacation. Okay. And still, that's still too broad as to what I'm talking about, because what is the vacation going to give you? Do you want the sense of seeing something new? Is it about freedom? Is it about relaxation? Is it about rest? So there's these energies that you're trying to accomplish from these things that you're saying that you're going to manifest to you. And so it's like you've got to get to the base of what is the actual energy that you're trying to accomplish, and then that's what you're manifesting, and then you leave the space for spirit to be able to bring it to you. So it can't be just so like it's got to be on this day, and it has to be with this person, and it has to look in this way in this package. And that's what it means by micromanaging the universe about what your manifestations are. And it's like, and then like, checking the mailbox every day to see, has it gotten here yet? Has it gotten here yet? It's like getting so clear about this is the energy that I'm wanting to experience, and like being focused on experiencing the energy so that you can call that energy in. That's the type of manifestation that we're talking about here with the flexibility. So know what energy that you're trying to bring in so that you recognize when it shows up in your life and you're like, oh, wait, I was trying to manifest more peace, and now that I'm seeing more moments, where peace is like, where opportunities of peace are showing up. Or I was manifesting more, relaxation, and so you see more opportunities for relaxation, real relaxation show up. And it's just like when you release the rigidness of it needing to look and be and in any particular way, you're actually like, that's the resistance piece right there. You're opening up the space to bring it in. And now then you can have choices in front of you, and you can appreciate each one. And it may not be the ultimate expression of the energy that you're trying to bring in, but you will start feeling the expression of the energy more and more as you release the grip of it's got to look and be a certain way about it. So where have you been trying to control the outcome so tightly that you've blocked the very thing that you're calling in? And what does flexibility look like for you right now in your mind, your plans, and your expectations? How flexible are you really about how things need to be working? All right, the next card I pulled with the Mindscapes Tarot. And so, why is this happening now? And we've got the Sun. It's time for joy again. This is your moment to finally let the light in or let your light out. So, there's two different ways I'm looking at this now. So, this card just signals this card doesn't just signal happiness, it signals a cosmic yes. The sun is our reminder that the light is already streaming into your field. All the work you've done is adding up. And so, again, it's like, this is the time for expansion of the light. This is time for expansion of the joy. And it's like, as you let more light out, like little by little, it just starts kind of expanding around you. So your joy will start kind of like setting off, joy moments in other people. And so it's like the light just continues to expand. This is the time for every, like for the light to be able to return, for the joy to be able to return. And it's like, you've done enough of the work that you've broken. And because I still feel like this is your light. This is more, instead of like, it's you, it's releasing more and more parts of you. And it's like the more that you allow like more and more of yourself to be seen, it's like that's what is lightening everything up anyways. That's what's giving you that sense of lightness, the sense of ease. That's what's helping bring your manifestations in, because now then you're being more in your own embodiment and personal alignment. And so that's like, that's the attracting force that's happening right now, that's helping to bring in these manifestations. Like that's the magic. That's the magic of the energy too. And it's your own personal magic. And it's just like the more that you let it out, and it's like you've been broken open enough now that it can even start to be like released in that way. Okay, so what part of you still doesn't believe that you deserve good things? Because I mean that's a big block in yourself, and in that, it's that part of you that you still haven't fully accepted or released. And where are you blocking joy out of the habit of self-protection? The next card is the best move forward, and we have the Ace of Branches, which is the Ace of Wands. So you have to be present enough to see the spark when it lights. So this is the match. This is your moment to initiate, not with force, but with clarity. The opportunities may look small or unassuming, but they are divine invitations. You've got to see them in order to seize them. And so, like this opportunity, there's an opportunity, an idea, something that is coming to you. It's an action that you need to take, though. And it's like you're not even going to see it if you're not present enough in your, current life to even, like know when it happens, to be able to take advantage of the opportunity when it shows up. But I've clarified this to see well, what was trying to come in or leave, and we got the Tower. And so just instantly what I saw when I put these two together, I saw this like taking the match, which is the Ace of Wands energy, is taking the match, lighting it, and setting the whole past on fire. It's like the Tower is you, and it's just like I'm releasing my attachment to the past and anything that is still holding me back. It's like I'm not going to let the fear of all of this that's trying to crumble around me anyways have any more power over me. I'm going to take control of that, and I'm going to light it up myself. And it's like I said this earlier about this week was going to propel us forward. This is the proportion energy that's coming. It's like when you light it, it's just like that release is like what sets you, like it just rockets you into that next space. And it may be just this, like courage that releases in you. You may do something that you never thought that you were ever going to do. And it's like this power moment, and it's you taking your power back. It's like this is the thing that you might have been afraid of, to like let it all fall, let it all burn, let it all go. But now then you took your power back because you're the one that's burning it up and saying, nope, I'm done with that season of my life. I don't need it anymore. And so, what outdated identity, relationship, or belief are you still propping up out of fear? And are you willing to become the one who initiates the change instead of being the one who's surprised by it? So, I mean, it's taking your power back. And like, so there's this opportunity, as long as you stay in your own personal awareness, take it. When that moment comes, take it. And it's just like it's lighting it up, but that's going to propel you to that next space. Now, our blocks that we're dealing with is the Nine of Spires. And so don't let your past experience define your future. This is the Nine of Swords in tarot. So this is like one of the things I see just even looking at the card. It's just looking at everything it takes to get to that, your wish granted here. It's like you see all of the mountains and all the terrain and everything that it's going to take to get there. And so like you're stressing yourself out about the how is this possible? How am I going to get there? When That's the flexible part that we were talking about earlier. That's the part that you need to release your control of. We are getting clear about what we want, the energy that we're trying to bring in, and the energy that we're trying to maintain, because you're not just trying to bring in the energy. This is the energy that you actually want to embody and hold. That's why you want it in your life, because you want to fully experience that energy. And so it's not for you to worry about the how. And it's like right now you're putting the fears that you have about the how are all your old story. They're all from your old story, the one that you're about to blow up. You're creating a whole new path here, and you don't have to worry about the how. That's the part that we're releasing, is the how. You just got to know the what and your why. Why are you doing it? That really getting down to the bottom of like, this is why. Because that why, when you have a very powerful why, that's your motivator to keep you moving through whatever mountain or obstacle might come in your way before you get there. Because there's no promise that it's going to be an easy path. It's just that, like, like anything that's going to come on this path is going to help prepare you to be able to hold that moment and hold that energy when you finally get to that other side. Okay, so what mental loops are you still stuck in that aren't even true anymore? And how are you trying to pre-write the ending out of fear of being disappointed again? And that, gosh, I mean, like, I think so many of us get tripped up by that very thing. It's like you're trying to pre-write the ending out of fear of being disappointed and that's where you're going to miss the opportunity right in front of you. Because if you were in this energy right here, the Nine of Swords, it's anxiety. Anxiety is where you're not here in the present, you're looking too far ahead. And so we've got to get back into this space right here. You can't control all of that. Right here is where all of your options are. Right here is where all the things you're really dealing with. Now, there might be things up there that you're going to need to deal with, but we will deal with them when we get there. We're going to, just trust that, like, every step right now is preparing us more and more to hold the energy of the thing that we're trying to bring in. Okay, so our final message came from the Divine Masters Oracle, and we've got Green Terra, healing, not healing light, wellness unfolding. Know that healing is a journey. So wellness unfolds. The more that you heal, the more that you shine. This is not just your healing, it's your contribution to the light grid of the planet. Every time you choose love over fear, trust over control, presence over panic, you're shifting the vibration of the earth. And that goes back to that that I was saying earlier with that sun energy. It's like the more that you're letting yourself out, every little bit of healing you're doing is letting a little bit more of your light and your essence to shine through. And every time you are helping bring healing to the whole light grid of the whole earth. And like, that's part of the purpose of it. And I know that you're not doing it because you're trying to be, like, you're not trying to save the world. You're doing this for yourself. But if everybody was literally doing this for themselves, and everybody, got to this fully embodied version that we've been talking about, can you imagine how different the whole planet would be? And so, like, that's why your healing is very important. But this card also reminds us that healing is not linear. And so I do want to read the message directly from the book from Tara on this. The blessings of Tara are surrounding you now, and you're being guided to know that healing isn't linear, but more like a spiral. When you set the intention to heal, the intention itself initiates a pathway that is similar to a spiral. At times, you will feel like you are overflowing with vitality, and at others, you will feel drained. There may be moments wherein you feel that you are revisiting something you thought you had overcome, but this revisiting is actually an opportunity to see how far you have come on the road to recovery and wholeness. Right now, the spiritual energies that surround you are creating space, pathways, and doorways for you to move closer to the truth that you are whole, healed, and complete. Don't let fears or limitations get between you and the miracles that you have experienced and the miracles that are yet to happen. This is a journey to fearlessness and liberation, and you are closer to freedom than ever before. So take that next step. And so, I mean, like, every bit of this is happening because you put yourself on that healing path, because you put yourself on the healing journey. And so, like, keep on it, keep on the path, keep doing the work. This is the work. The healing is the work. And it's just, the healing returns you back to yourself. And that's the part that brings in the joy. That's the part that brings in the peace. And that's the part that makes it okay to even be able to sit in your own body again. Because again, when we're dealing with anxiety, we are not in our current body right now. We are here, but usually way in the future. We've projected ourselves way into the future. Or, even when we're sitting in, the deep pain and grief and depression, like from the past, that's putting us out of this present moment and putting us back in a space, from before. But what if we just get centered again right here in this moment, and we let ourselves feel what it feels like to be us today? But see, because the world has kind of rocked us, and because so many things did take our power away to where we've been fearing, the towers, and not realizing that we had our own control and power over the towers too, that it's gotten us, just kind of like constantly in this state of detachment just from our own self, so that we don't have to feel how painful or disappointing or just any of the things that might, because we're expecting negative feelings. But once we can start kind of rehaving some of these positive feelings that sun card was talking about, it's like that's the thing that's going to make us want to be even more present in our lives to begin with. It's like, I want to experience that again. I want to experience the joy. And so and you can't experience it if you're not present in your body. If you're still looking ahead at the future, you can't experience the joy that's literally trying to come in right now, the peace that's literally trying to come in right now, the ideas, the inspiration, all of that, because we've gotten so detached. So now it's time to do the healing work, finish the healing work, get yourself re-embodied. That word is really important, I think. It's just getting re-embodied in ourselves. That's what the healing is trying to do for us, making it okay to be us again, getting excited about being us again, and knowing that, like we have something magical and beautiful just in ourselves, and just being ourselves to share with this world. Okay. So, where have you been asked to trust your own healing journey, and how might your softness be the very thing that saves someone else? So to close this up, this week is a portal with a match and a test. Are you willing to release the control to receive the magic? Are you brave enough to let go of what's falling apart, not because you failed, but because you finally succeeded in outgrowing that lesson and that season? The energy is on your side and the magic is already in motion. So, what are you going to do with it? A journal prompt that could help you process through some of this, because we did have a lot of just, deep thinking things that needed to come through. So, what am I still afraid to let go of? And what could become possible if I finally did? Let that be your question this week. Let it sit with you in the stillness, in ritual, and in everyday choices. Let the answers surprise you. So, what are you afraid to let go of? And what could become possible if you finally do? Okay, so I'm going to close it out there. Thank you for watching The Spiritual View, which is a collective of spiritually gifted women who use a range of modalities to bring messages of guidance for the collective. We do daily readings. We have our Thursday night live where we pull cards for the viewers. We have just a fun, growing community, and we invite you to be a part of everything that we have going. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified every time a new video goes out, leave a comment, and become part of our growing community. We are so thankful that you're here, and I'm going to leave it there. So until next time.